The Minister, Federal Ministry of Arts, Culture and the Creative Economy, Hannatu Musawa, welcomed the collaboration with the Nigerian Economic Summit Group, NESG, in multiple areas to achieve its core mandates, including the proposed sector GDP contribution of $100 billion by 2030. She outlined plans for the establishment of creative hubs and incubators across Nigeria's states and senatorial districts to foster talent development, job creation and economic empowerment. She also addressed the issue of funding alongside the permanent secretary of the ministry, James Sule.
One of the things that we also have committed to do is job creation. We have committed to provide at least 2 million jobs by 2027. Hopefully it will be a lot more than that, because you look at the situation in Nigeria, I think what is needed is for people to be engaged. So this capacity building that we talk about is very important for us to see how we can give capacity building, maybe using these incubators and hubs down to the people in the grassroots and then people in the ministry as well. I think capacity building for administrators is also very important. I think everybody in Nigeria knows that there's a potential, but I think because it's not been formalized in the past, I think we still need to prove to not just to the administration. I think we need to prove that the ecosystem can really bring value back. So it's not just about giving out to the creatives. By investing into the creatives, it's a way that you can bring that value back into the communities that will be able to be distilled all the way down to the very grassroots.
That we need to look at areas that will unlock access to finances in order to develop the sector. I'm also wanting to, I would also like to highlight the area of the significance of data collection. And I also want to us to look at the transition from a disconnect and informal model to a more structured, interconnected industry with formal systems and protocol.
The NESG CEO, Tolu Aduloju, who was represented by the facilitator of the THECCS at the NSCG, Ken Nawosu, pledged to support the ministry in organizing an event of international standards to chart the way forward for the sector. He emphasized the NESG's interest of technical support to the ministry.
The ministry hosts a National Creativity Week. That National Creativity Week, NESG is committed to work with the ministry to make it an annual signature event, which becomes sort of a clearinghouse to say, just like we do at our annual summit, what have we done in the last 1 year in the sector? What are we doing going forward? What is the best practice in other parts of the world? So there should be conferences, there should be workshops, there should be report cards, scorecards. The Honorable Minister should be able to use that opportunity to do further interaction. It should be held here in Abuja, the center of the country. And of course, there will be fashion shows and other shows across the value chain. So it should become an all-comers affair. Internationally, be a signature event for the world. And that, I think, is a major low-hanging fruit for the Honorable Minister, Mr. President. We are going to be engaging over 500 professionals as a minimum. All of them volunteers. That is from the private sector side. Of course, we're going to need your army of officers in your departments and agencies, all very experienced, very trained, to work with us, because we are, Honorable Minister, I want to emphasize it, we come to co-create.
The minister added that the ministry would leverage international best practices and models from countries like South Korea and Indonesia to inform Nigeria's creative industry development.